Hello, this is Joshua, and in this fourth recording I'm going to demonstrate on how to set up this keypad system to be able to unlock the door. So, for example, at the moment if I put a random number in, it was telling me I'm wrong and allow me to retry. But if I put the right number in, before I do that, the door locked, and then I put the correct number in, the door is now can be opened. So, let me show you how to do that. So first you want to get your project open and get your door blueprint up, and also you'd be wanting to as well get your blueprint interface toggle in. And the first thing you want to do is go here and add a new component, add a component object reference, and call this one it component, and be using that right in this project. And then you just want to make a new function, call this one trigger, and a simple boolean, and name this one something like trigger true. There you go. Now open up here and your door blueprint and get event trigger, and then set the door lock and use the not boolean to reverse the true, because sometimes you might want that one plugged like that in some other project, but in this case you want to plug it in not because you don't want it to be locked. So compile that. The next bit is you want to open up your third person character, and then you want to open this up. Let me demonstrate this one. Delete that. So open that up, promote that to a variable, read that as the default name if you can, it will make it easier, and then just plug that in like that. You don't need to worry about checking if the component varied. This one should be always varied if the hit actor varied, because you've got to hit a component to hit the actor. So just plug that into there, and now that is done. So that is most of it done so far. Next bit, you want to create your your keypad, I mean. So I'm going to duplicate my switch and name this one blueprint keypad. And for the purpose of demonstrating this, I'm just going to delete that. I got an example keypad here. I'm going to duplicate this into my own. Like this. Copy that, and then paste that. There you go. I've got a duplicate arrow, but for the purpose of demonstrating this, it would be a minor issue. And copy that. And to plug that there, and there you go. So you just replicate this. Unfortunately, there's a number missing, so I'm going to go duplicate that number and add that there, and then put that in the same location. So as you can see in mine there, you got the display number at the top, so there it's a code display, and then I got multiple cubes, so 10 cubes with a text on. And this is important, name your cubes after their number, so just name them, nothing else. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Then compile that. So you're going to be turning that off this time, that you're not using the toggle. You want to make sure that it's not equal to the base, so to get that and plug that there, and then branch that. So you want to make an array called number, or in my case it's just num. Make that intro. That would be your numbers. Then you want a code needed. So make that a variable, and then make code similar to the other ones before. And then you just want an entry point. Number entry point. That would just determine where you're putting the number in. So, because this is designed to work on a 4-trigger system, 4 number code, you want to make sure it's not greater than, you want to make sure it's not greater than 4. So, do equal or below 4. Then just add that and. Now that is done. And then the next bit you want to do, you get the hit component, drag from this and get the object name. And then you want, from object name, you want to convert it to an intro. You want string to int. Like that. And that will allow you to get a number value. That way you need to name and like that to get that value, otherwise it will not work correctly. So the next bit you want to do is, actually first you want to make for, on your number array, make sure to add 4 digits in your element. Don't add less and don't add more, otherwise this wouldn't work correctly. And then set a array element. You could try to customize it to do more digits or less digits, but I wouldn't recommend that if you're not fully sure with it yet. To practice with the 4 for now. And you want to change the index and the item. So the item will be the number there, and then the index will be your entry point. So for example, you start on 0, so it will be the first number in that array. So compile that. And each time you complete that, you want to add 1, so just do this. If you didn't see that it does increment and then int 1, and that would just add 1 each time you get a new value. And then you can see here, I'm going to be doing this update text bit next. So let's do set text. Actually, you want your code display. Drag that there, and then set the text off that code display. Not that one. Put that into that, and just going to get this, and then get a copy 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and that would get each digit, and then you want to append it, you want to make it into a string like that. Convert, so plug all them in, and then just append these all together. And that will give you the 4 different digits. You can't, the reason I'm not using intro for it, because I quickly demonstrate, you can't put multiple zeros, so you can't do 0, 1, 0 like that. You have to put 1, 1, 0, so it wouldn't work for the keypad system. So grab all this, make this into a macro, and call this update text. So, and then plug that into the output. So that'll make it nice and easy for you to keep the text updated. So, and then the next bit you want to, as you see, like that. So you want to get a branch and make sure your number point is this time is equal to 4. And then you want the next section, you go do another branch this time and quickly build this section. So as you can see here, go through the branch and that will trigger hit open. If not, that will reset it. So you can see there I got the code display there. Then you get the text from that, and then you convert that to a string and test it equal to the code needed. So we'll do that as a branch. And then the next bit I want to do is get the code. So and correctly guess the code, set the code as text, and put, it will give you this little box, stuff, type format, and then you can type. So correct. Now that plug in there. And then next bit is set. You want to actually get your actor array, and then you want to trigger it. So trigger there. Actually, no, wrong trigger. You want trigger message. Plug that there, and that true. And then down here you want false. No, actually you don't want that at all. The next bit is getting this section in. So copy and paste that. So I've put, you can put wrong or incorrect. And then just put a delay here. So, and then a bit of time to see that you got it wrong. So I'm going to put 1 second. And then you just want to reset all your values. So put number entry point to 0 again. Do the, plug your number array, but don't leave it empty at that. Do make array and just simply do that. So it would set it all back to 0. And then all we have to do now is update the text at the end. And compile. Next bit is you want to drag that onto here. And then just type, get there, and then door. And then I'm going to set this number at 9991. Slight problem with you open up your character example, just go to your end target, and then a slight issue with this, so just add this, And I'm just going to trace it so you can see, and then just add a phone number. But all this is to do to fix it so it's more in line with your crosshair. So 9993 wrong, 9991 correct. Oh, and you want to make sure your door not got pressure on, otherwise that will override it. So there, 9991 opens. And that is all for this video. And thank you for listening. I hope this will help.